after a real life conflict, it still gives people access
Yeah.
to reach out unless they completely block you,
Yeah,
right?
that's the limitation.
Exactly.
Have you ever been blocked?
Yeah.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't.
Hey Chikas, welcome to Social Chika. I'm Jamaica Salva, your host. Today in our podcast episode, we will be talking about the changes in the way people communicate or interact these days, especially with digital media. That's why in today's episode, we are inviting two communication students who will be talking with us about how social media is influencing our relationships, not just friendships, but also family and romantic relationships too. So guys, what are we waiting for? Please help me welcome our two guests, Zaima Taiko and Jezrael Kyobe.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Jem.
Hi, welcome to our
Thanks for having
podcast episode, Social Chica. Before we dive in, let's do a little kamustahan first. So guys, how are you today?
So, hi Jam, hi mga kachikas, and I'm so honored and pumped up to be with you in this episode. Actually, I've been doom scrolling a lot lately, and it's unhealthy, but it also makes me excited and pumped up to what we're gonna dive in today. So, we'll see.
Well, in my end, I'm doing well, but I guess I cannot relate much with what is Simon currently experiencing because I'm currently doing this what we call electronic freeze. Technically, I'm not just using social media, but I'm not using my phone at all for at least a week now. So I'm not really that updated, but I'm also a little bit worried about this, especially at school, right?
Wow, so that's what we call social media detox. That's so relatable.
It is.
So now let's get into it. Since we're communication students, we see that social media isn't just about posting our selfies or sharing memes in Facebook,
Yeah.
but it is also about changing how we talk, how we connect, and even how we maintain our relationships towards others.
Yep.
So let's start with the positive ones because of course there is two sides, which is the negative and the positive. So now let's start with the positive steps. How does social media actually help us stay connected in today's digital age?
So social media, it's very convenient, right? That it's not just a game changer, but it's a generation changer. Like messaging is so quick, and like if you compare it to the previous generations, they would wait like to get their messages, their letters, like days or weeks. But for us, it could just be as quick as one click, and that's one positive thing about it is that like it changes generations, and it's all thanks to our access to technology.
I definitely agree with that. Social media platforms definitely help us to communicate better, especially when it comes to distance, right? It's just that there's a saying by a famous psychologist, Margaret Morris,
Yeah.
if you know her. She said that it's not just about the technology that we use, but it's more on how we use it and how often we use it. And that's how it affects our daily lives. That's how it influences us. For instance, um, you are having some sort of mutual understanding with your loved one, right? And instead of letting her go or not doing anything after the argument, you can through social media you can message her right away, and it helps you construct more solid argument or messages that can avoid escalating the said argument.
Right. I totally agree with you both because social media really blurs the line. After a real life conflict, it still gives people access
Yeah.
to reach out unless they completely block you,
Yeah,
right?
that's the limitation.
Exactly.
Have you ever been blocked?
Yeah. Have you ever been blocked?
Yeah, I was
So
blocked multiple
yeah,
times.
so again, of course, it's not all positive.
Yep.
There is also what we call the negative side.
Yeah.
So at this point, what are some ways social media can negatively impact relationship?
Common and the most obvious negative side of social media is it limits the face-to-face interaction that we usually have um, pre-social media era.
Mm.
Before we usually do this hugging or face-to-face contact,
Mhm.
up, up hearing or high five, and it's some sort of nonverbal communication that improves our relationship
Mhm.
towards each other, right? But with this era of social media, it limits to the point that even when you are in a family gathering, like you are having a dinner with your family, instead of asking how are you, how things going on, everybody on the table is currently using social media devices, and it hurts someone else's feeling,
Mm.
right? Someone is spending his or her time, effort, and you are disrespecting him because you are using your device in front of him rather than talking to him.
Also, one big issue about that, when using social media, we have what we call the generational gap.
Yep.
And so, like for example, the younger generation, the Gen Zs, the millennials. Oh wait, maybe the Gen Zs only.
Yep.
They see the like emoji as passive aggressive
Yeah, yeah.
or offensive, while the older generations, they don't really think much about it.
Yep.
Because for us, the like emoji represents less intention. Like
Yeah.
they don't they're not really keen on putting a lot
Especially
of effort
you
on
sent a
messaging
long
something.
message.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. There's the misunderstanding. So of course, it's on how we use social media that we could bridge this misunderstandings. And yeah, like what Kuya Jack said, that we need to be more present, and we must not live our lives through social media.
Exactly. So it is very important that we should recognize that while social media has its perks, it can also create challenges if we're not very much careful in using
Yep,
it.
yep.
So next, how does online communication differ from talking in person?
So online communication, like you can just express yourself through emojis, through memes, or maybe like through the messages, but it doesn't really give you that authentic presence vibe. Like okay, fine, you can articulate yourself well in your messages, but how about like the eye contact, the non-verbal cues? Like they're so important because it's how you make a real life authentic connection with somebody. Yeah.
I agree with you, Sai. And not
Uh,
to mention,
mm.
using emoji could be interpreted in different ways,
Yeah.
depending on the person who
Yeah.
received that, right? Who decode the message. And also, yeah, we can send pictures, it's very convenient, share social media videos, reels, and even voice messages
Mhm.
through social media platforms, right? But in my opinion, this is my own stand. Nothing still beats, the face to face. I mean, face to face
Mm.
present of having someone to talk to you in person. You
Yes.
can do this as what you mentioned, eye
Mm.
to eye contact,
Mm.
physical touch like hugging,
Mm.
shaking hands, fist bump, whatsoever. And those kind of simple, underrated things can help us build better relationship with one
Yes.
another.
Exactly. That's why balancing online and offline communication is very important, especially for those of us who spend a lot of time on digital
Yep.
platforms. Diba?
Yeah.
So next, how can we enjoy social media without it negatively affecting our relationship towards others?
Yours knows best.
So of course I'm gonna give you like a very very practical tip.
Yep.
Set boundaries, set limits. Like if you can have like some quality time with the person that you love, you should like set aside your phone. There's always
Yeah.
a time for that. Do not live your life through social media.
Yep.
So create authentic moments. You don't need to record everything,
Yep.
post everything. Maybe you can take pictures, but it's not necessary that you create I mean that you need to create memories that other people need to validate. So have that time. Keep your cell phones away and just spend time with the people you love. Yeah.
In my end, it's just the most common one. Though you might hear this multiple times already, but I will reiterate it over and over again.
Mm.
Use social media carefully based on your needs,
Yeah.
right? Because it is created, it is being invented because it enables us to communicate. That's the main purpose. And now it has added features, camera, recordings, whatsoever. And the good thing about social media is we can connect with somebody else all around the world. But at the same time, if not used thoroughly or effectively, it could lead us to some, the one that we mentioned earlier, the disadvantages, right? So just whenever you see information in social media as a communication student, always verify, fact check before sharing it, and before considering if it's worth sharing, right? Because it's not just about you, but it's also about the people who will see your post on social media.
Indeed. So balance and awareness
Yep.
are the key. So maybe even try a phone-free hour together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, social media detox.
Yep.
Okay,
I've
so,
done it for
so yes, it can be really surprisingly
It is.
refreshing, right?
Yeah.
So guys, kachikas, that's a wrap for today's episode of Social Chika.
Yep.
So Zai, Jezreel,
Thank you, John.
thank you
Thanks
very
for having
much
me.
for
Jam.
joining the discussion
Thanks for
and
your
sharing your insights with us today. So guys, kachikas, remember, social media is amazing
Yep.
for staying connected, but it can replace real
Real-life
life connection.
Yep, just like this.